Barbie's one of the biggest franchises in the world, but I don't really know a whole lot about it. And seeing as Barbie is currently as relevant as ever, I had to get in the know. But I wanted to do it through the only way I knew how, crappy 2000s video games. So today, we're diving into 3 2000s Barbie video games to see how they aged. So brush your hair, use your imagination, and come on Barbie, let's go party. I'm sorry, let's just get into the games. Barbie and the 12 Princesses starts when the dastardly cousin Rowena attempts to murder Barbie's father in the hopes to become the shadow puppet ruler of the kingdom. Wow, we are not holding back to start with, huh? To save the kingdom, Genevieve and her 11 sisters must search for a magic glass vial, which went missing because Minnie Mouse over here lost it.
And if I could remember where I lost the glass vial, then we could use it to collect the mystical water and use it as an elixir to make Father well again.
And for some reason we lost the ability to dance, so we need to find 3 pieces of a magic flute so Derek over here can enchant our shoes. I think that's what's happening, because during the cutscene I was a little too distracted. Look at their faces! Oh god, look at the one in the back! Honestly, there's a lot of lore in this game, far more than I would have expected from a Barbie game. This isn't even the full gist of it. There's a whole nother cutscene 10 minutes later that explains the exact same thing and more. Also, before we go any further, I just have to point out that this game has the most aggressive menu sounds I have ever heard.
The game, load an existing, select the games vault.
Why is this so aggressive?
Select the option.
It's like peaking. Can you hear it peaking? So after 15 minutes of exposition and this, we're thrown into the wondrous world of Barbie. What is that thing, a raccoon? The game starts with you following your trusty sidekick Twyla the orange cat, as you have to find 3 pieces of the magical flute, all while being stalked by a monkey? Along the way you collect these magical gems, so the unexplained monkey doesn't get it. You're also never told why you need to get the gems, you just have to. And don't worry if you ever accidentally miss one, because you have Scooch the parrot over here to remind you to collect them at every waking moment.
Watch out for Brutus! Brutus alert! Oh, Brutus is close! I can smell him from here! Head for the gem! Watch out! Wicked monkey on its way! Monkey alert! Monkey business coming in! Head for the gems! Head for the gems!
Head for the gems! Head for the gems! The first part of the game is actually pretty fun, as you just have to play mini games to get the flute back. Twyla the cat uses her skull to bounce apples off a tree, giving you the first half. You throw some cherries at birds to get the second half. What if we just throw a rock at it? And after skillfully parkouring your way to the final minigame...
Come on, let's try again.
I'll try again. Okay, I made it. No, Barbie! It's so hard to control.
Keep going, we can do it.
You complete a final little puzzle and bada bing bada boom, you have a magical flute. Continuing the story, Derek plays the flute and a horde of scary statue men tell us that there's no time to lose. We need to find the princesses because don't forget, through all of this, Dad's on his deathbed. And while this sounds pretty urgent, surely we can just go find the princesses since the statues know where they are. Wrong. First, you need to find 3 keys in each small area of the kingdom that then unlocks 3 further areas where you need to find a bronze, silver, and gold emblem that then takes you to the area where the princesses are, and then you find the princesses who are all in different parts of the kingdom. And while all this, you have to collect the gems.
Head for the gems!
And if you're like, oh, this is all just padding to make the game last longer, yeah, it is. After some gripping gameplay, finally we have found our first sister, Janessa. And what happens next? You just need to see it for yourself. Wait, she's busting it down? Wait, she's busting it down! I don't know why I didn't expect it. Even though the game's called Barbie and the 12 Dancing Princesses, I didn't think there would be a DDR section of the game. It's incredible. I mean, look at the way she's busting it down. You then get to design your own dance for each of the princesses you find. And I just, no words. This is the greatest game I've ever played. This game also had some genuinely, unnerving parts to it. Yeah, I might be a grown adult man, but you tell me moving rabbit bushes in a maze that crushes you alive wouldn't scar you as a small child. The second sister you had to find through a hide and seek minigame. And I just want to say, this one was rigged. Is she in this bush? No, dumbass, that's a squirrel. Is she in this bush? No, moron, it's a raccoon. Is it in this bush?
Nope, that's not Twyla. Let's try again.
Oh wait, that actually isn't Twyla? Wait, where the fuck is Twyla then? I think my favorite part of this game is all the princesses just look exactly the same. Oh, it's Barbie purple. Like, they didn't even try to do different models. It's just Barbie with different hairstyles. Other princesses you find had these fun design mini games. Like for the third one, you get to create a light show, which I think could be pretty fun if you were a kid, but I'm not. I'm a 23-year-old man playing Barbie games for a living, so I just tried to break it. Can I just play this? Oh, Barbie, it's beautiful! Oh, you really didn't have much of a budget for the light show, huh? After every princess, you also have to give them a gem, and if you get it wrong, they get weirdly mad at you. Hang on, so if we give her the wrong gem... Oh, now you're worried about your dad? And once you find the princesses, do they go up to the kingdoms to prepare to fight? Do they help the townspeople? Hell, do they help you? No, they just stand in the garden, swaying back and forth, doing this little jiggy, just waiting for you to find everyone else. They're stuck in an internal loop of grooving. The rest of the game pretty much just follows the same formula. Do some puzzles, make a princess, bust it down, and repeat. And honestly, if you're a kid, it'd be pretty fun. The mini games are simple enough that anyone can finish them. Oh, I get you now. It's just the hitting one again. I see. Wait, no, come back. They pop with color, so they really itch that good part of your brain, or they just had fun mechanics. Oh, wait.
Almost had that one.
Oh, wait, this is kind of fun.
Good throw.
The level designs in the second half of the game are far more unique. I mean, look at this. I'm in a floating forest. The dancing did get a little bit repetitive, and the songs were driving me a little insane, so I just started playing my own music to see if it would line up to the dance moves, and yeah, surprisingly, it worked. Hit the parappa moves. And honestly, I was having a decent amount of fun with this game until we got to this final sunflower minigame, where Twyla has to pick up flowers while ducking and jumping over obstacles. And this game is the bane of my existence. This took me 20 minutes to complete in a 2-hour game. How did I not get that one? I'm going to blow my brains out in the courtyard. And with the 12 princesses found, we're on to the final level. Genevieve finds a special elixir that Lacey lost, Derek plays the magical flute, and finally it's Barbie's time to shine. Gotta cut off Lacey's legs because she lost the elixir and had to put me through 3 hours of hell. Gotta murder half my family so I can become queen. Just Barbie girl things. And with his 100 teeth, the king drank down his magical elixir. Derek and Genevieve get married for some reason.
I love Derek too, Father.
What? And with a final boogie, the kingdom is saved. Also, Rowena is cursed to dance for the rest of her life, so she'll die from exhaustion at some point. The early 2000s was the golden era for horse girls. The Saddle Club was enthralling TV audiences worldwide, Spirit had just hit the big screens, and Barbie? Yeah, they weren't gonna miss this bandwagon. But what's better than inter-equestrian drama or Matt Damon as an animated horse? Well, solving crimes, of course. Barbie Horse Adventures Mystery Ride was the second game in the Barbie Horse Adventures series, released on the PC in 2003. And after a cute little intro to the game, Genevieve is off to ride. These are the menu buttons? I don't know which one is start game. The story follows Cowboy Barbie when her best friend Teresa's horse, Lucky, is kidnapped a week out from the big show. Not that lucky then, huh? Sorry. And so it's our job to find her horse. I'm not sure why she couldn't do it to begin with.
Hi, Barbie. You won't believe what happened.
Is that Azula?
I asked around, but nobody's seen her. And the gate leading out to the forest trail was open.
Gray DeLeslie is in this game. Incredible. But since this is set in, you know, the pretty much Barbie Wild West, we can't go any further without a horse. I mean, it's in the name for God's sakes. And being a Barbie game, the horse does have to look funky fresh. Perfect. This horse is disgusting. Don't listen to them whisper. You're beautiful, okay? There's also a dress-up part of the game. I mean, of course there is. It's Barbie. And we gotta look stylish while fighting crimes. And can I just say, I killed this 2000s fit here. Like, we're the most fashionable sheriff in this town. And with that, me and Whisper were out in the wild, tasked with bringing down the horse trafficking market. And I gotta say, wow, these are some terrible horse thieves. You'd think the one thing you would do if you were stealing a horse would be like, I don't know, cover up the horse tracks? But hey, it makes the job easier for me. And following the tracks, it means we're on our way to hunting down these convicts. Run, Whisper! Jump! Yay! And eventually, we found our first clue. I'm not sure what it is, but I think someone's been here before. In the game, you're entrusted with tools that every good horse detective needs. A metal detector, a walkie-talkie, and a slingshot. Yeah, they hand these out once you finish your internship at the Horse FBI, or the CIA. The CIA! We then have to use our detective skills to match the horseshoes to Lucky's, and they really want to make sure you understand what's happening here.
Any of these hoof prints on the right match Lucky's horseshoe.
Wait,
Use the brush to dust off a spot on the print by clicking on it. If the symbol on the print matches the symbol on the shoe, try picking another spot on that same hoof print.
Okay, it's good.
A certain number of
sorry.
guesses to try and match a hoof print to the horseshoe. If you think you know the answer, you can click the guess button, then click on the hoof print you think matches the horseshoe.
Why did it say hoof like that? We then have to use our detective skills to match up the clues we find along the way to Lucky. To make sure, you know, we're getting the right stolen horse. We can't be taking someone else's black market trade deals here. You also run into various residents of the valley who you have to help with small tasks and mini games. Like this small child here, who wants us to put his, goats back into the pen. Wait, what is that in the back? What is that? Great, so first Teresa can't find her own horse, and now I'm stuck doing some child's labor. What are those things? What the fuck is that? Why is it moving like that? Oh, it's kind of scary. All right, come on, baby goat. Yeah, go over this way. For some reason, this one horse has been stolen by someone. Why are you just waiting for me like that? Well, after we finish the demon boy's chores and get his demon goats back into the pen, we are back to fighting crime. No one else was going to be taking down the horse black market, and I needed to find Lucky. Well, what do we got here? Finally, the sheriff's made it to the big town, and I got some questions for these here folk. What did you do with Lucky? Okay, so she will actually help us, but only after we've matched her flowers together, which I promise you is a lot harder than it sounds when you're red and green colorblind. It's okay, we can do this. It is made for 5-year-olds.
Just a couple left.
What was the similarities? And I also think it's sort of messed up that someone's prized possession horse has been stolen by Big Glue, and everyone in this valley has seen the perpetrators, but they won't tell you any evidence until you've done some chore for them.
Oh, miss, I did see a horse and rider go through the gate over there. Now that I think about it, a friend of mine said a beautiful black horse was hitched up outside.
Why did you not say anything earlier? The chore's usually just their job. I'm starting to think we need to bring some law and order into this ruthless outback. All the clues you find along the way have little indications towards the perpetrator of the crime, like this watch that has the initials JS on it. I'm not sure how the criminal dropped their watch, and I also don't know how they lost this bright red scarf, and I definitely don't know how they lost a chunk of hair in a cave. And with all this evidence, my detective skills can just deduce that we're going after a bald naked horse thief who's never stolen a horse before. Honestly, my favorite part about this game is that most of the characters are just great at Leslie doing some form of country accent.
Are you headed through the canyon? There was one here just a couple of hours ago.
Like they're just slightly varied versions of her own voice.
One more piece to the puzzle uncovered.
And after racing through the desert and a bit of lockpicking, we finally found
that sounds like
Lucky.
Lucky.
Lucky! We'll get you out of there, boy! Lucky!
I'm lucky and she's fine. We'll get...
And now, with the little evidence we found along the way, it's time to bring this felon to justice.
Let's start
Why
by
do they
clicking
look
on the
like
photos
that?
of the...
And horse theft was actually punishable by death in the Wild West, so that's fun. I think it's Jenny Smith.
Nice work.
Teresa and Lucky win their competition, all thanks to you and Whisper. I still don't know why Teresa never wanted to look for her own horse, but that's fine with me, because we get a reward. And what is that? This thing. Is this the whole end game? Well, at least we stopped the horse black market. Before we get into the next game, I just want to say everything that I've been showing was filmed over on my Twitch. So if you want to see me play more wacky, stupid games like this, then come follow. It's great. We have a great community over there. Okay, back to the Barbie. But if bringing down the horse black market wasn't enough, or maybe you weren't too into the princess life, maybe you wanted to be a secret agent. Oh yeah, now this is what I'm talking about. Cutting edge spy stealth mode, action platforming, revolutionary gadgets. And look, we even get to pick out outfits for every level. Oh no. Knowing the early 2000s, I didn't have high hopes for a level set in Tokyo. And the fashion wasn't a great start. And the game also didn't get off to a great start. Wait, what's wrong with her legs? What happened to Becky? But hey, look, Azul is back and in PNG form this time. The concept of the game is actually pretty cool. You get to pick an outfit for every ability that you need to perform. You need to platform across massive boxes that were just left in Central Park, then get into your action outfit. Need to sneak around some legally blind guards, then switch to your totally secretive no one can see you stealth outfit. And if you can't be bothered sneaking past them, then don't worry, because you have pepper spray. And just like the last game, Teresa over here has had all of her fashions stolen before the big runaway event later this week. And it's our job as an international spy to find out where these fashions have gone and who could have possibly taken them. I'm just not sure this is worth the CIA's time when there's an entire horse trafficking market they need to take down. The first thing we need to do is find Mr. Johnson, who runs the event and who finds the whole robbery
just too scandalous.
We're then introduced to totally not suspicious, not dressed like a 2000 supervillain, director of the event, Camille. And after breaking our way into possibly the worst fashion show New York has seen, we find an invitation to an embassy ball in Paris, which just so happens to be written out to one Camille. We also have to go meet Mrs. Tanaka in Japan, because she helped Teresa with the dyes and yeah, that's definitely a white woman doing a fake Japanese accent.
I was helping a customer when
when I noticed somebody sneaking out of here.
Mrs. Tanaka can't help us though, because there's a thief that's totally not Mr. Johnson with a hat on who has stolen her dyes, and it's our job to find him. And I gotta say, swinging around, taking creepy shots, struggling to fix these goddamn picture clues that took me far too long than it should have taken any 23-year-old man to complete. It's actually a lot of fun. The gameplay is a massive step up from the previous two in my opinion. We discovered that not Mr. Johnson over here is stealing from Mrs. Tanaka to replicate Teresa's designs, and the next stop to getting them is Paris. And after masterfully stealthing our way past the French guards, hey, how's your day going? We find a totally not Indiana Jones tome of fabrics. And if you thought that wasn't, completely insane, the fabric contains two unknown elements that can create a completely invisible suit. Dude, forget the horse black market. Now I understand why the CIA was in on this. This could lead to war crimes. So now we have to figure out what these two elements are, who stole the clothes, and of course this leads us to Egypt. For some reason, we're in Egypt, and I don't know why, because I couldn't hear this man explain the plot over the music.
The elders think they're trying to make some magical clothing.
But once again, we have to hunt down a thief that was totally not just talking to the director. You're meant to do a bit of sneaking and find some clues along the way with your spy glasses, but I ended up not finding the clues and just sort of guessed the puzzle. Uh-oh, were we meant to be looking out for these? Okay, well, what if we just do something random and then hope? Hey, it worked. We possibly illegally hot mic a laptop and have to sneak out of the pavilion. And can I just say, the music for this game slaps. It makes you feel like you are actually in a Charlie's Angels or early 2000s spy movie. For some reason, we head back to Japan and oh my god, there's another thief. It was just, he just had some dye. Our next stop in our detective world tour is to Brazil to get the plants that turn the fabric invisible checked or something, but the scientist who does it just straight up openly admits that she sold her soul and helped out the bad guys.
You received some money to do some research on a specific plant.
And then just helps out us. I mean, chase the bag wherever the money is, I guess. And with our unrivaled spy skills, there's no... It's fine. We'll just go around. Yeah, it worked. Wait, did that work? Wait, he looked right at me. Did that work? We destroy a part of the French embassy and parkour our way to find research papers addressed to, you guessed it, Camille. So we meet with her and she just straight up dogs in Mr. Johnson. Like, she makes it every man for herself.
There's been a mysterious figure hanging around the design tent.
I better get over there. Thanks, Camille.
And then, god damn it, we're back to Tokyo again. In this part, you actually get to use a robot dog that they sort of hyped up in the beginning of the game that you don't use it to the very end. It's pretty fun. You just have to get these guards to follow you and trap them in a cell, but you get to be a little doggy while doing it. Then we perform some enhanced interrogation on Mr. Johnson, who folds like a pancake and dogs in Camille quicker than a robot dog. And oh, would you look at that? Who would have thought that Camille was behind it the whole time? And she admits that she's creating an invisible suit so she can steal the world's treasures. And she just admits this to the world in a broadcast in all major cities like some bad Kira cosplay. And I just feel like it's slightly counterintuitive. But Teresa was good enough to make us an invisible suit too. And now it's time for us to take down Camille. We set up the perfect trap. She'll never expect us behind the...
Catch me if you can.
Oh, she ran away. Eventually, we follow Camille into her secret hideout, do a little bit of sneaking, a little bit of parkour, and finally, we find her. Our final confrontation. A battle for the ages. I have chased you to the ends of the earth and back, and finally, you have nowhere to go.
Okay, Barbie, you win. You and your team outsmarted me.
You won't be flying away this time, Camille.
That's it. We literally just ran faster than her, and she's like, well, it's too much for me. Send me to Guantanamo Bay. Okay. And that was it. That was all the Barbie games I played. I'll tell you what, I actually think these were some pretty good adaptations, possibly some of the better media adaptations into a video game that I've ever played. This video was a lot to get through. I think it took me about 6 weeks to get all the footage and edit this up and everything. So if you enjoyed it, then please subscribe or comment down below. What Barbie video games did you play as a child or possibly still play today? I would love to know, and hell, maybe I'll check them out. So thank you so much for watching, and collect the gems.
Watch out!